So because of Trump becoming president, we were all introduced to the whole idea of a Department of Government Efficiency, which I personally love. I think there has to be financial accountability going on in the government and its spending. I think it's absolutely ludicrous, and I'm sure there's a lot of people. I can't tell you if I think Elon's the guy to do it, but I think he's one of the best guys we have right now to do it, or possibly create a foundation to do it. So no arguments there, no negatives there. I mean, again, there's always perfect people in our minds, right? But is there a perfect person to do anything? I don't know. I haven't ever seen a perfect person to do anything, and let alone you could criticize everybody for anything. But anyways, I went back and I looked at Elon talking about federal spending, and he was talking about that the federal government spends yearly $7 trillion. These numbers could be old, however, so it could be higher, could be slightly lower, but I doubt lower. It's probably going to be a little bit higher. And they take from taxes yearly about $4 trillion. That leaves a $3 trillion deficit each year. That's insane money. And you know, for a lot of people, it's like, so what? Like, who do we owe money to? I agree. Who do we owe money to? But again, that's not the point. Where's this money coming from? And there has to be a negative side to all of this spending. You just don't spend money and not pay it back. Like somehow, some way, it creeps up and it bites you in the butt somewhere. And I'm sure that contributes to our inflation. I'd probably say our inflation is incredibly caused by this type of spending. But anyways, that took me back to another fact. I remember when the U.S. under the Biden administration sent $100 billion to Ukraine. And I remember there being a statistic that said that if you took that money and you invested it back into the homeless crisis that we have here in the United States, that kind of money would give every person experiencing homelessness in this country $100,000+. That's how big these figures are. Now start talking about 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion. There is huge money and it's not being spent efficiently, and something has to be done about this. First of all, we need to take a step back and invest in ourselves. That is like step number one. Step two, we have to figure out what's going on with this budgeting. You just can't spend and not be responsible. Like, there has to be accountability. And third, we have to rebuild our infrastructure. Like, you know, I can't relate to this because I'm not a rich person, but I live in Los Angeles, California. And when you drive through some of these really wealthy communities, like let's just say you're going into the valley, Laurel Canyon, you drive down Beverly Glen, or you go into, like right before getting into Beverly Hills, there's all these neighborhoods. Even in Malibu, there are these places where they're paying insane amounts of money in taxes each year just for the property they own. And the streets look like shit. There's still wires up in the air running electrical lines. And why is that important? I'll tell you why it's important. Because right now in today's world, when there's windy weather, like the Santa Ana winds coming in, blowing hard, where I live, they turn off the electricity so there's not fires. In today's world, how is that even acceptable? Like, even under communism, when my parents were experiencing communism back in the days, that's why they escaped the Czech Republic. They didn't have these kind of issues. So how is it in today's world, with the kind of money we're giving to other countries, not investing back in our infrastructure, are we okay with this type of stuff? Anyways, what do you guys think? Share some thoughts. Write in the comments and I'll get right back to you as soon as I see the comments pop up on my phone. Anyways, I appreciate you listening.